Hey, hello, and welcome to this course where you will learn how to leverage OpenAI's API in your Python projects. Now, why would you want to take this course? That's a good question. Well, firstly, being able to build your own chatbots will earn you a lot of kudos with your friends and in the Python community. Of course, if you're anything like me and you don't care about all that, you don't care about kudos or looking cool, you might still want to take this course because you will be at the cutting edge of Python programming. ChatGPT is, of course, becoming ever more important, both in business and in pleasure. So you will be able to contribute and be part of that exciting journey. What will you be learning in this course? Well, firstly, you will set up authentication, of course, with the OpenAI API so that then you can make API calls. Then you will see how to guide AI behavior using something called role-based messages. And then finally, you will get structured outputs using something called pedantic models. Now, is there any useful knowledge you should have before you take this course? Well, it would be useful if you know what virtual environments are, also if you know what environment variables are, and the same thing applies to classes, attributes, and inheritance. The structure of the course is, well, firstly, you will be setting up your environment. Then you will do the exciting stuff and you will be calling the ChatGPT Python API. And then finally, you'll have a look at what could be your next step. Two final notes before you dive in. You'll find that one of the lessons is actually optional. That means, of course, that you can skip it if you choose to get to the fun part, to the coding part more quickly. The optional lesson covers something called the .env file. Now, what that is, you will see during that lesson, or not, of course, if you choose to skip it. The second point is to actively follow along with this course. You will need an OpenAI account and you will need some credits in that account. So that means you might have to transfer some dollars into that account. Now, if you don't want to do that, that's perfectly fine. You can still download the code or you can still write along and you can still study it. You just won't be able to actually run the code. Let's get started. In the next lesson, you will be setting up your environment. In this lesson, you're going to start setting up your environment. So the first thing to do is to obtain your API key. Then you're going to have to securely store that key. Thirdly, you will have to set up a virtual environment. And then finally, you will have to install the OpenAI package in that virtual environment. But let's start with step one, how to obtain your API key. Now, the way to do that is to go to platform.openai.com and then go to the top right of the screen and you will find a cog there. And if you hover over the cog, it will say settings. And please click on settings. Once you've clicked on settings, then please go to the left-hand side of the screen and there's a vertical menu and then select API keys and click on that. Once you've clicked on API keys, you need to look for a button that says create new secret key. If this is the first key that you're creating, then this button will appear in the middle of the screen as well as at the top right. Now, if you already have keys like I have, then that button will only appear at the top right of your screen. Wherever you can find it, please click the button that says create new secret key. And then a box should appear where you can create your new secret key. So you need to fill in some boxes there. So the name, I've just chosen something that I will remember. So Python tutorial key, that will make it obvious to me why I've created that key. And then as a project, I just selected default. And for permissions, please select all. And then at the bottom right of that little pop-up box, if you like, click the black create secret key button. Once you've done that, your secret key will appear on screen. Well, part of it anyway. Now, it's very important that you copy this immediately using the copy button that you can see highlighted on the screen here, because once you close this, you will not be able to get this key ever again. So please copy it. And then the next step, which you will cover in the next lesson, is to then how to safely store this secret key. In this lesson, you will learn how to securely store your API key. Now, a note to start with, never ever hard code your API key directly into your Python scripts, and never ever commit it to version control. I will be repeating this message later in the course because this is very important. So how do you set your environment variable? Well, that depends on which operating system you're on. So Linux or Mac, you use the export command and then the name of the environment variable. So OpenAI underscore API underscore key, all in uppercase. That is important. And then equals, and then between quotation marks, your API key. So where it says your API key here, that's where you will paste the key you created in the previous lesson. For Windows, it's a different instruction. It's $env colon, and then the same thing, OpenAI underscore API underscore key equals, and then your API key. Now, the OpenAI library reads this variable automatically, but only if you spelled it correctly. So again, OpenAI underscore API underscore key, all in uppercase. If you spelled it differently, it won't work. The instructions to set the environment variable only set that variable for the duration of your current shell session. That is important. In other words, when you close your shell, your key will be lost. Therefore, please, please, please store your key safely, locally, so you can use it in future sessions. Now, what I mean by that is you will need to repeat the instructions to set the environment variable as you've done on the previous slide. So therefore, you will need to have this key available somewhere in a password manager, for example. That sounds a bit annoying. I agree. So therefore, there is actually a way to avoid it. You can make your variable persistent. So you can make your environment variable persistent. And again, it depends on which operating system you're on. If you run Windows, I would recommend you follow the link to the real Python tutorial. There is also a link at the very end of this course. For Linux and Mac OS, you can add the environment variable to the configuration file for your specific shell. So that is personally the option I have chosen. There is a third one. You can use the .env file. You will cover that later in the course, but for that to work, you actually need a virtual environment first. So in the next lesson, let's set up your virtual environment. In this lesson, you will be setting up your virtual environment. Now, a note that at the time of recording, the most recent Python version that works with the packages you will be installing is Python 3.13. In case you have a Python version that doesn't work with the packages you will be installing, then please consider setting up a virtual environment with a specific Python version, a version that works, obviously. And you can use something like PyEnv or UV to do that. And I include a link to a real Python tutorial that explains everything in detail. Now, the instructions to set up and activate your virtual environment are as shown on the screen. So for Linux and Mac, you use Python-m venv to create your virtual environment called venv. And then you activate that virtual environment using the instruction source venv/bin/activate, all in lowercase. And again, a note that for some Linux distros, you will need to use Python 3 as opposed to Python. For Windows PowerShell, then you use Python-m venv, and to activate that virtual environment called venv, you then type venv/scripts with a capital S /activate. So now that your virtual environment is set up and activated, I can show you how to use the .env file to make your environment variables persistent. That I will cover in the next lesson. But please remember that this lesson is optional. So if you have made your key persistent without using the .env file, or if you choose to keep your key temporary, you can go straight to the lesson that covers installing OpenAI. So this lesson is optional. I'll be showing you how to use the .env file, but you don't have to do that. I personally didn't do that. I used my configuration file for my shell because I am on Linux. But if you want to use the .env file, firstly, you will have to set it up. In other words, you'll have to create a .env file in the root of your project. And then you add OpenAI underscore API underscore key to that .env file. Again, you need to spell the environment variable name correctly. So OpenAI underscore API underscore key, all in uppercase, and then equals, and then between quotation marks, your API key. Secondly, you will actually have to adjust your Python code. So that is why we needed the virtual environment to exist first. So you will need to install a library called python.env, and then you need to add 2 lines of code to your project. So to install python.env, again, it depends on your operating system. So on Linux and Mac, it's python-m pip install python-.env, or Python 3 for certain Linux distros. And for Windows PowerShell, it is python-m pip install python-.env. So then you need to add code to your project because you need to load the variables from the .env file into the system environment. So you need to add these 2 lines of code. So from .env import load underscore .env, and then load underscore .env with parentheses and nothing between the parentheses. That code will then make sure that your environment variables that live in your .env file are now in the system environment. You will need to add this code to the course code. So if you've downloaded the code from the course, these 2 lines are not in there because, as I said, I did not use the .env file. And then also remember to please never hard code your API key directly into your Python scripts or commit it to version control. I told you I was going to repeat this. So therefore, immediately add the .env file to your .gitignore file. So that is to avoid your .env file being committed to version control. Right. So with all that done, the next step is then to install the actual OpenAI package in the next lesson.